Jasmyne and Vince.
The Jasmyne Show.
The Jasmyne Show.
Ooh, welcome back to our channel. Welcome to a brand new episode of
The Jasmyne Show.
Yo, get it together, Jazz. Get it together. This is Jasmine. I'm Vince. This is the Jasmine Show. Very, very excited to be back with a brand new episode talking about the one, the only,
Married at First Sight.
Season 14 in Boston, episode 10 to be exact. Mighty Mighty Boston Bond. There is a Boston pun in there.
I was thinking maybe
somewhere.
that was some Boston people thing.
Yeah, I'm from New York. She's from DC.
Like, I don't know.
There's something in there that I missed. I'm sorry. But please feel free to let us know in the comments if you caught that joke and it makes sense. And I'm just like,
and we just slow.
We're slow and tired because we've been tired of a good amount of times on this. But Big Brother is over. But we did watch the after party, which I was very excited that we got to watch. Because our subscribers are always like, "Oh, you forgot to watch the after party." I know.
We watched it first.
We know. We watched it this time.
I only watched it because my guy Kev on stage was on there.
Kev on stage. Very excited to have him.
Come on, Kevin Fredericks.
Yes.
Out here doing the damn thing.
I feel like he could have said more, but he did just enough. I thought
he didn't take over the show.
Yeah.
Like, Lindsay usually was the one taking over.
And I'm sure they probably was like, "Yo, try not to take over." His wife was probably also like, "Try not to take over." He probably told himself the same thing too.
Yeah.
But thank you to our new subscribers. Thank you to all of our I don't want to say old subscribers, just subscribers in general.
We gotta find like a Jasvincian, our Jasvincians, like a fan name.
Let us know if y'all want to be Jasvincians. Let us know if that's something that you're interested in.
That's too long.
Right? We can find something cooler than that. We can find the Luffers.
No.
Right? But they have to earn the Luff.
You annoying.
Because the Luff is just for us. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, let's get into it. Again, episode 10. I didn't even write the description down. But yes, Mighty Mighty Boston Bond. We got to see Dr. Viviana. Very excited. I think one of mine. Don't start yawning on the show already. At least go.
It always happens.
Go right in the beginning, though. Always.
I wasn't yawning until the camera came on.
All right, now we're gonna start recording on Thursday mornings again. See, look at that.
I got busy stuff to do.
So do I.
I got a job.
All right. We're getting into our personal lives now.
Yes.
We'll talk about the Jasmine show.
It was about bonding and connecting.
Yes.
Deeper.
Love when Dr. Viviana brings the intimacy like packets and baskets, I guess, together to make sure that they get.
Is that what you love?
Yeah.
I love when Viviana brings her reading glasses to read Elijah on. That's my favorite.
Oh, is that what we're here for? We'll talk about that. We had the intimacy practices. The guys did some hockey for some reason just to chat. The girls, what were they doing? Was they stripping? What was that?
Oh, it was like the aerial yoga or something, I think is what it's called.
All right. Doing a little Cirque du Soleil over there. And yes, we watched the after party again. So we're very, very excited about that. All right, let's get to it. I see I'm getting glitchy over here. My computer's tired too. All right, so let's make this a quick one. Let's talk about Noi and Steve to get us started. I'm going to need you to...
I'm sorry. She wanted him to get a job. That's what it boils down to. She's like, the love is nice and all.
Obviously.
We need to have sex in a semi-public place and all. And he seems to be down with that. But she want him to get a job. She said that's not what she envisioned for her life. And even Dr. Viviana said, well, what if he has savings? And so he must have told them he had savings.
At some point.
And he didn't want to work.
But now at this point, again, he said, I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
In last week's or 2 weeks ago's after party. And like you said, maybe the experts know already.
Yeah, I think that's what the case is at this point.
So how much...
He's like, well, if I go to work, then the house won't be clean like it is, and there won't be food cooked. And
Great points.
Yo, Twitter was going in. They were like, Elijah wants Steve.
He does. That's what, and you said the same thing a while back too. That's hilarious. But he's doing his thing. It's unfortunate that maybe some of that could brush off on Katina, but same situation. What if she does have to go back to the office?
Her job is hectic.
Yeah,
because I know she works remotely, but.
I don't have her job still.
After me working remotely for 2 years, and I have to go back into the office in 2 weeks, a week? But after working remotely all that time, you would think that by working remotely, you would have time to cook and clean and all that stuff.
You would think.
Some days I do, but most days it's a random meeting thrown into your calendar.
It's hectic.
Like it's all types of crazy
It's hectic,
stuff.
and you don't even have the comfortability of, all right, I'm leaving the office for the day.
Yeah, you can't even do that. Like, when you're in the office, you step away to go to lunch.
You know what I'm saying?
You kind of feel guilty stepping away because you're home.
Guilty. Your computer, your phone, everything is still right in front of you where it's at. So, but yeah, so I do hope that situation gets better. But that was Katina we was talking about.
Yeah, but anyway, so Steve.
All I got for them is body shots.
Oh, body shots.
Yeah,
right.
That's all I got for them.
They need to have sex outside somewhere because he likes to fulfill fantasies. That's one of his favorite pastimes.
That's
aside
his thing.
from not working.
That's his thing. Yo, give my man a break. Leave him alone.
You know how I feel about men not working. Every man, if a man don't work, he don't eat.
But if he got savings.
But he need to say it. So, moving on. Okay, I still like Steve. Steve is great.
Steve is cool as hell.
But he need to tell his wife what's up.
He need to be a little bit cooler.
Because if she say
wife.
no on decision day, he gonna be shocked. I don't see her saying no though. Still, I feel like she would just complain about it, but would still stay there.
You want to move on to Lindsay and Mark?
Yep.
Let's talk about him. Let us know if you have anything else to say about Steve or Noi in the comments. Still one of our strongest couples.
I would say they are probably the strongest couple.
Dang. Let's get into it. Let's talk about Mr. and Mrs. MTS. I don't have much about them aside from that she's getting her orgasms in and it's helping her attitude.
With or without him.
Did she say that?
She said to the camera that she was more sexually fulfilled before as a single woman, and she said
that's wild.
She pulled out her vibrator or something. Like, I'm just like, I don't know what sex positive means. I'm probably not sex positive.
You're definitely not.
I think that I don't need to know that on national TV. That's what I think. I don't need to know what your vibrator looks like. If you use a vibrator, good for you. But I feel like that's personal business. That's just my personal opinion. I know they're discussing sex and intimacy, more intimacy than sex. But I don't need to see your vibrator on national TV. Well, that's just my personal opinion.
I think that just goes to show I don't necessarily need to see your vibrator either. I would consider myself to be sex positive. But Lindsay's personality is everything she says and does is we didn't need to hear, see, or know that. So I feel like
TMI. That's her personality.
Yeah, that's her thing. So I feel like that was right in her lane. It wasn't necessarily anything too crazy. It's just TMI for everybody else.
Yeah.
Jazz brought up a point about I don't know how I feel about like my parents hearing me say all this crazy stuff.
No.
But anything else about them? We didn't take much notes today.
I thought it was hilarious.
We enjoyed.
They got this. Like the little.
They had the Nerf
package.
Yeah.
Oh, they had a Nerf gun fight. That was fun.
That was pretty cool.
But when they got the package with like the ball gag, and he had like the. What is that thing? What's that thing?
It was like
the little candy that comes
like
in the thing.
It was like a
Pez stone.
A G-string made out of Smarties or something like that. I was like, interesting.
It was quite entertaining.
You with it?
Me.
Oh, we're not talking about that. My bad.
What?
Anywho, yeah, that was the last thing I had about them. That the care package they enjoyed. I did like that Dr.
Viviana called her out.
Yes,
she said you don't have to tell.
Talk about that.
She was like, so what's the sex life like or whatever, and both of them was like, and then Lindsay said it's dead, and Dr. Vivian says, so do you want to continue to be intimate with your husband,
or are you okay with basic Caucasian sex?
No, that's not what she said. But she said, do you want to continue to be intimate with your husband? Then maybe you need to find a less rude way to say things. And I was like, I'm glad that somebody's calling her out, because you got to be a little bit more delicate, especially men and their egos as it comes to sex. You can't just be like, it's dry, it's dead, the pom pom no gets wet for you. You can't say that. Stop saying that on national TV. It's inappropriate.
Or in general, there's no.
As the man, if I said that to you, would you be like, yeah, I really am turned on now and I really want to have sex? No.
Not at all.
You would be embarrassed. First and foremost, because you said it on national TV. That's not appropriate. So anyway, I appreciate it.
But
really, that's worse. But I appreciated the fact that Dr. Viviana was here to tell people about themselves.
And again, because we did watch the after party, and she mentioned on the show too, Lindsay is not a complete jerk. She's extra. She's a little bit too much.
She's
but
funny, actually.
She's actually very funny. But she owns her. I don't want to say the B word, but she owns that. She owns, that she has an attitude issue, and she knows. At least she knows how to, not control it to an extent, because
she doesn't control
she's
it.
working on controlling it, but she understands that I have to vent. I have to say these things in some way. It's not meant to be completely public. Like, that's why I went in the bathroom and started talking about his roaches.
Right.
But
not in the bathroom talking about his roaches.
But like
big trash.
Big trash. But at least, like, I appreciate. I've had plenty of bosses that they'll say straight up, "Yo, honestly, I'm an asshole," and I've told people that. People don't see that in me, but I'll say, if depending on the hey.
I'm sorry, it felt like an earthquake. Like, very subtle. I'm sorry. I'm like, I felt like the couch was shaking a little bit.
You tired, and I'm talking and moving at the same time. So, anywho, I thought she was messing with me just now.
I'm not.
Anywho, watch, it's gonna be an earthquake now.
Right.
Anywho, yeah. So I've had people say, yeah, I'm a little bit of an asshole, and I actually appreciate that more because I know what to expect. I don't know if we got that. We've heard from her family, and we've seen
her dad
from
said,
her,
don't become her enemy. Straight up.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't know obviously you're married already the first time you see her, so I don't know if she necessarily got a chance to say, because a lot of times
she didn't have to say that she was an asshole. He could tell that she was a lot.
Exactly.
From the jump, all he kept saying was she was a lot. And even in the beginning of the episode, when she was FaceTiming with her friend and saying, "Oh, well, he does this, the friend was like, "But what are you doing?"
Yeah. A lot of times I've noticed that women won't be as quick to admit that. But guys will let you know, like, their leadership style, like, I'm going to be an asshole, but don't necessarily take it the hard way. I just want to push you. So I can't.
It's because there's a stigma when women do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. It's okay, and it's played up for men to do it a lot of times. But when a woman comes with that same energy,
right,
then we're bitchy, or we're
Yeah. Not the actual being bitchy or an asshole. I'm saying
yesterday was International Women's Day.
The awareness of it. And yes,
men did nothing.
Happy International Women's Day belated, and men did nothing. All right. Now, let us move on, unless there's anything else about MTS. No? Let us know how you're feeling about Mark and Lindsay.
Nobody's impressing me anymore.
Yeah. All right. So I will say that. Well, I'll save it for the ratings. I'll save it for then. All right. Let's talk about Jasmina and Michael. She likes his arms. They're bonding. We've gotten to see some growth from them this episode.
They stared at each other in their eyes for the longest that they have since the wedding.
Which was beautiful. They did have a quick bump moment when, I don't even remember what was happening. I guess they were discussing communication, and
Dr. Viviana left.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how they were cutting each other off, and Dr. Viviana suggested, well, have you guys thought about journaling, because you're able to fully get out your thoughts and then give it to the other person, and then they can communicate how they feel about stuff.
All right. I was referring to when she had walked away to go get a cameo from producer Crystal. I don't remember what they were talking about. Is that
that's pretty much what was happening? They were going back and forth, because when she went back, Dr. Viviana then said about journaling. Mm-hmm. And then when Dr. Viviana left, Michael was like, "Okay, I'm open to journaling." And she's like, "Well, I don't need to do that, because I can just say exactly what I'm thinking."
Now, in that moment, was that more on her, the miscommunication, or
bugging?
All right.
I really felt like, until the end of this episode, I felt like she really don't like this man.
We've said that.
Nothing he says, she's with. Dr. Viviana just said journaling. He said, "I don't give a damn about journaling, to be honest, but I'm trying to make it work." Is the point. I don't like journaling, but if the therapist say y'all should probably journal to more effectively communicate with each other, then we gonna try it.
That's all that works. That's all you gotta do.
So basically, they went back and forth, and she was like, "Oh no, I was saying that I'm willing to work on the communication," but that's not what she was saying. I feel like she switched it. I feel like she's gaslighting him.
Ooh, how could she be doing that?
She's making him think that he's bugging. she's trying to make it like he's bugging, but he's really. I feel like he's really putting in effort more than her, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing
right now, or just in this episode.
in general.
Wow.
In general, that's how I feel.
That sounds like a conversation piece. I don't have necessarily a rebuttal to that, but I still, again, let us know how you feel about that in the comments.
You see spurts, but then you see her just every time he tries to do something nice, you see her just kill it. The picnic.
This is true. This is true.
I'm just like, I feel like they're both getting in their own way, but she's doing it like heavy.
Yeah, I feel like she's finding things to be upset at him about or being nitpicky, and his issue is always the same thing, which is communication.
Yeah,
it seems
you can't have a relationship unless you can communicate with somebody.
Agreed.
So they went to tantric yoga. Is that what it's called?
Yes. I just wanted to touch on the fact that shout out to the producers again. They, in their little separate guys and gals group where the guys were skating and the girls were doing whatever freaky aerodynamic.
It's not.
It looked crazy when I glanced at the screen. But yeah, you know how they always have them do that, sus question to try to stir up some drama of what would you rate your marriage right now?
I hate that question.
I was like, oh, they didn't even make it sound like it was a like a authentic, genuine question. Yeah. Like it was just inserted into the conversation. But my guy Michael goes with a 7. Came out strong out the gate. Thought that was interesting. And she said, I think she was, all the girls were there, right?
I can't remember what. She said she wasn't going to rate it.
She said she's not comfortable giving a rating on the marriage right now.
Who said that last time?
But,
is that Brett from New Orleans?
Oh, I thought you were talking about very last season.
Oh, so I think it was Brett from New
Brett
Orleans.
Brett did say that.
I'm not going to rate. You're going to give people a number? Dramatic.
But, she did say, I think Katina had asked her, well, what would take you to say yes on decision day? Again, I feel like a producer probably prompted that. But she said she would be okay with an 8. She could see herself.
8 is strong.
Hell yeah, what? She could see herself saying yes to an 8. So I think it's dope that he said 7. Don't think anybody else gave any numbers. I think it was just the focus was
anybody else.
I think the focus was on them for that one. But yeah, then they got to do the tantric yoga and some blindfolded questions. It was beautiful.
Until she put all that whipped cream down his throat.
It was a trust exercise.
He was jacked up.
He wanted to trust her more, which was his blindfolded naked truth moment. And then he got a mouthful of whipped cream, which could be a sign that they're getting closer and bonding. It's playful. It's technically almost sexual.
He let her comb his beard.
He almost drowned though. But yes, all that stuff is beautiful. It's really nice to see Jasmine and Michael getting together more. And I'm really looking forward to seeing them,
I felt like I felt some of the sexual tension a little bit now.
Absolutely.
I feel like he disguises it well, but I feel like I can't even say what I want to say.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. He looks reserved a little bit.
But I think that's just his demeanor. Like he lets, like they talk about, he lets her lead.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely,
as you should.
All right, the last and final couple that we will be discussing, because there was another couple.
Is the official trash man
that don't exist.
Literally is the trash man. That's hilarious.
Is he the trash man?
He is a municipal wastewater operator. In my world, that means you're the trash man.
Oh man, I forgot.
He's the trash man.
I forgot that is his actual job. So I'm sorry, Olajuwon. Sorry, man. I'm sorry, dog. Olajuwon was very excited about Dr. Viviana being present. They had a nice conversation, and
did they? She came in like, so why every time I hear something about you, it's about cooking and food?
This is true.
What's up?
I feel like he didn't like really mince his words on most things.
Because that's how he actually feels.
Exactly. So I do want to bring up that before we get too deep into it, shout out to our loyal subscribers and commenters. Miss Deborah W commented on our video last week on our review, and she said something along the lines of,
she basically was saying that what Olajuwon is asking for is not unrealistic, because what, like, he wants her to cook and clean, and he will be doing like all the labor intensive chores, taking care of the cars, taking
Right.
care of the house, doing repairs,
Which
doing the lawn.
is he against any of those things?
I don't know.
We
It
don't-
hasn't been discussed,
yeah.
but he's a homeowner, so I would assume he's already in the habit of.
He's proud of
if
it.
he's not doing it, then he's paying somebody to do it.
Exactly. He's proud of it, and he likes his stuff taken care of.
Yes,
right.
as you should. I mean, I think that is good that he takes pride in his home and cleaning up and stuff like that, and he cares about that, because some guys don't care about that. But when you own your own stuff, then you really be like honed into it.
Straight up.
I don't disagree. I just wanted to clarify that we don't disagree.
Not at all.
In what he's asking of Katina. I think the issue is the delivery and
Hell yeah.
And the fact that he's making it like, oh, I need this, not what can I give you?
How can I help?
How can I help you give me
How
this?
can we partner to make
Right.
this a successful, you know what I'm saying? So thank you for that, Deborah W. Again, we appreciate the comment. Yeah, I feel like our system is very similar, but the main thing, and I completely kind of bypass, still don't know what she does. Please comment if you know what she does, Katina does for a living.
She work remotely.
Because now that we know that he's the trash man unofficially, she's working remotely. So he stated, which now the veins in his neck make a little bit more sense. I'm working all overnights. I'm working during the day. She home all day. You can't cook or clean. So,
all right. So I felt him when he explained that he come home. Cause even you be traveling on the weekends, right? And when you come home on Sunday,
I'm dead.
You have a meal.
I'm dead.
Almost
you
every
talking about
Sunday.
Prepare for me. Yes. My baby Oh, y'all can't see
I
that.
always be like, I got a plate for you. Did you eat?
I appreciate it.
At least that.
Yeah.
But if she's a person that eats out all the time, I'm not a person that eats out all the time. Yeah. So I already know on Sunday I'm cooking a meal. Period.
Right.
But if your man is out working, when he come home, I understand that. Because if vice versa, when you would be home and I would be at work all day, I'll be like, can you make something? Can you order something? Can we do something? Or least start prepping so I don't have to do that much.
Pretty please.
Because people want a home cooked meal when they come home. I get it.
Teamwork makes
the dream work.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I do want to say, unrelated, well, semi-related, our guy Kevin Fredericks on the after party made a really good point about how real and genuine, you realize oh, these are human beings that we're watching and making fun of. So shout out to the Bald and the Beautiful podcast. But the point that he made while sitting next to actual Olajuwon in person was y'all real people and stuff. And I completely understand how hard it would be to be on television, have every moment of a very intimate, you know what I'm saying, process be filmed almost 24/7 and then highlighted your worst moments. He's been married for 20 years, which I didn't even know, but that's shout out to him for that. But he's like, damn, that wasn't necessarily my proudest moment. If they highlighted that and everybody in the world talking about it on Twitter and stuff like that, he's like, damn, man, sometimes I'll be forgetting to cook dinner and stuff myself, hop on Uber Eats or something. I was like, yo, he's absolutely right. Marriage ain't for punks. Where's Pastor Cal at? Bring him back. It ain't for punks. So it's good. You know what I'm saying? Struggle and strife, trials and tribulations. It has to happen. Love cannot happen without sacrifice and growth and all those good things. That's enough.
And compromise.
And compromise. That's enough of
I think that's what we're missing. We're missing, oh, I need this. Oh, I need this. All right, well, how can we meet in the middle?
Exactly.
And also, don't talk. I'm like, he hasn't dated a black woman. So maybe that's why he don't know that you can't talk to... Somebody
point, let him know.
You seen next episode, Katina's going off.
Somebody let him know.
That's what happens to a black woman when you keep hitting her like this with something.
Yes.
Eventually she's going to spaz.
Yes. But not only that, we did get to see them do they also did a blindfolded, actually some whips and BDSM. So this got me excited when you did this like this. So did you think this was happening after they finished all that and
I
it
don't
was
know.
oiled up?
Maybe.
I'm sorry if that was inappropriate, y'all.
It was hella inappropriate, but okay.
But he was oiled. He threw her on the bed. They was just testing each other out on some stuff, and she turned up like she was familiar on the next episode. So I'm curious if some boot knocking had taken place. And
that's
now,
why she was emotional.
and now the crazy has been fully unleashed.
Oh please, he been unleashing crazy the whole time. So she should have been turned up on him.
But he hasn't dated black women, so
it don't matter.
Right.
He's a black man. He's been around black women.
I would hope. All right, my computer is definitely tired from running all day long at work at my full-time job, and now sitting here watching the show. So let us wrap this up. Is there anything else you wanted to say about Katina and Lajuan?
Nope.
I didn't really think so. All right. I did want to say, well, let me skip over these folks here, who apparently we got some tea about
Mark checking on her in her DMs. That girl ain't cool with y'all. What are you doing? Mark want to be liked by everybody. I'm like, stuff like that would annoy me. I would get a Lindsay being annoyed by that.
I can see that.
Especially because
she made a good point too.
They're friends with Chris. Like, they were cool with Chris, and they were defending Chris. Yep. So why would you be then, you know what I'm saying? I don't like people that want to play devil's advocate and like to be on two sides of the fence. I'm very black and white.
Right.
So y'all know that Alyssa did Chris dirty. You friends with Chris. You can't be friends with Alyssa too. You could be cordial, but you don't need to be checking on her in her DMs.
Mm-hmm. Sorry for talking about a couple that doesn't exist, folks. Let's get into these ratings. If you are new to our channel, which I hope you're not, but make sure you subscribe and like and all that stuff. We always do ratings every episode after the honeymoon, of course, once they get familiar. Rating of 1 to 10. Nobody gets a 10 until they both say yes on decision day. All right, so technically 1 through 9 of how or 0 through 9 or negative, whatever, depending on the couple. How you feel these couples are doing as a unit. So let's talk about Katina and Lajuan. They received a 6.5 from us last week after getting a 7.5 the week before. Do you think that they've gotten better?
No, they're still the same.
They will remain.
Until he learns how to talk to a woman and not sound like a misogynist every time, then I can't get it together.
He kind of showed his ass, and I think Dr. Viviana was. Even Katina was probably like, do you see how he be talking?
She wasn't saying that. She was sitting there little.
She was good. She was
sitting there like this. I'm like, girl.
Yeah, she kept it to herself.
Girl.
But I know Dr. Viviana was like, are you serious right now?
You know, Dr. Viviana spoke to Pastor Kyle, and Pastor Kyle said it. Yeah. So she came in
most definitely
with that notion, and he was literally saying it back to her. Yeah. She's like, no, he's serious.
That's why she started with, we watched this shit, right? Excuse my language. like, yo, we've been watching you, bro. We know what you've been saying. Like, that's wild. Don't do that. Anywho, they'll remain at a 6.5 right now. Tell me about Lindsay and Mark, who have their scores only gone down, but last 2 weeks they've received 5.5. Do you think the orgasms and the love?
Maybe a 6.
6? I'll give them a 6. I'm cool with it.
I'm not impressed with any. This has been the season that I've been the least impressed with overall.
Yes. Now that we're there, all right. So we're in the ratings. So I was gonna say something very, very similar. I don't know if there's a season. There's been seasons where I've been more disappointed in the couples, I would say, but
where they were doing decent.
I feel
and it
I feel like low the whole time. I feel like it has been relatively lower than most seasons. Last season wasn't super great at a high starting point either. Thinking about my friend Michaela and Zach and how that whole situation how that whole situation worked out. But yeah, I'm not super excited about any of these couples either. I'm glad that obviously they had to flash us some more moments from the rest of the season, because there will be high points, there will be low points. But I can't say that I'm necessarily excited to see. Like, I want the best for everybody, obviously. But I can't say I'm really excited to be like, oh, this couple's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were really excited about watching Mirla and Gil for no reason.
I'm gonna tell you what gets me excited every Wednesday. The fact that After Party is coming. I'm like, oh, the episode and After Party.
All right, here's my drama right now. Do y'all think that Jamie Otis is sitting at home like, damn, this shit's
She's
good.
at home.
Damn, this is so good, man. Dang it, Keisha. Dang it.
She tight.
Dang it. All right, let's move on to Miss Quietly Noisy, who has never taken a body shot ever. Noi.
I've never taken a body shot before.
Never mind. Noi and Steve have received a 7.5 from us last week. That was a nice little jump. I think they're doing.
Don't you put a body shot in like a belly button?
Yeah.
People don't clean their belly buttons.
That's where it
Do you
goes.
know that?
Katina and Elijah did a body shot as well.
I'm sorry. People don't clean their
But
belly
he had just got out of the shower, he said.
That don't mean he cleaned his belly button. That's one of those places that people be
supposed
forgetting.
to clean your belly button when
It's like behind the back of your ear. People don't be
You're
cleaning
supposed to clean that too. What?
People don't be cleaning it.
If you're talking about like...
Do you realize that probably more than half the world don't even use washcloths?
Yo.
So what they clean it with?
I'm sure there's a few people watching this that were like, what's a washcloth? So we're not going to go that deep into that. We're not going to go too deep into that right now. Just give me a rating for Steve and Noi. I would give them... We do 0.5s. I was like 7.2.
7.5.
Because they're not... We'll let them stay at the same place. They're not really worse. They're not necessarily significantly better.
He still ain't got no job, so she's not gonna
leave my man's alone.
I feel don't leave him alone.
He's
he
comfortable.
Needs to communicate.
He's comfortable.
But saying comfortable is not clear. If you told me, "Oh, I'm comfortable,"
Dr. Viviana know he got money.
That doesn't mean that. If you say I'm comfortable, that means that you're decent. It doesn't mean to me, "Oh, I'm prospering. I'm thriving." That means going up in my world. Comfortable means you just coasting here. At some point, comfortable in my head runs out. Unless he about to retire at 38. I don't know.
We don't know what his portfolio look like. He could have stock options. He could be one of the first Bitcoin investors. Like, we don't know. He said he's comfortable.
His wife don't know either.
Exactly.
That's the issue.
Communication. Last but not least, speaking of communication, Jasmina and Michael. They've gotten consecutive 6s after consecutive 6.5s, and last week they got a 6.5 as well. They've been kind of funky, but I would say this is their best week.
They got a 7.
This is their best week. They did receive a 9 from us in their first week living together, but
that was the honeymoon.
I would say after we started after the honeymoon, I believe, right? Who knows? But I would say that this is their best week as a couple. So much growth, so much, last week they freaking, sharing really like painful stories. The honesty exercise helped a lot. Let him, hey, say something, whatever is on your mind. If I feel it's true, I'm going to give you a little treat or something like that. But I need you to be as honest with me as possible. Yo, I feel like I can't trust you. I do think this could possibly work if we work on this. Like, this is amazing stuff that I think couples need to.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Let us know how you rate these couples because, we're going to tough it out. We're going to keep bringing you these recaps, but I need to see.
They got to do better.
Y'all got to do better.
I can't take this.
Y'all got to do better.
We might have to start doing one season a year because these 2 seasons a year and they both trash. I can't. Figure
it out, Crystal and Marcel. Hook us up. And Keisha, if y'all want the Jasmine show on the after party, please.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, we chilling. But please make sure that you
like, comment, and subscribe.
Do that, y'all. Do that. And of course, follow us on the Twitter, the Instagram. Thank you for watching this video, y'all. We really, really appreciate it. I'm very, very interested in seeing who's got something cool to say or maybe an interesting rating for us for this week. And I'm glad that Miss Deborah had something to say about that.
Yes.
It was a very long comment.
To encourage the conversation.
We was feeling it though. It was very engaging. So we might start highlighting more comments during the show as well. So if you have something to say or if you agree, disagree, please feel free to drop that in the comments. But yes, that is all we have for this episode of The Jasmine Show. Peace.
Jasmine and Vince.
The Jasmine Show.